Welcome to the final round of the tournament. I played really underrated opponent and let's see how it went. So I started with d4, knight on f6, c4 and c5. My opponent surprised me here after c5 because he was usually playing Slav defense, d4, d5, c4, c6 and he played c5. And I really don't usually like playing against this variation, but I had to. And I played d5 and my opponent played b5. Well, I was sure that he was prepared here. So that's why after a while I decided not to take on b5, not to continue main line and play e3. Well, it's not best continuation here because after b4 black is getting better position here, but I had to because otherwise I was sure that I would get bad position and I would lose the game. So he got surprised as well. I took and played g6. And here I played knight on f3, developed my piece, and my opponent played bishop g7 and I played d6. Well, instead of d6 would be much better either to castle or play knight on c3, but I really wanted to create something attacking, something active. Otherwise, I was sure that this kind of position would be tough for me to play, even though I have advantage after castle or knight c3. So that's why I played d6, which is not great move because it opens the light squared bishop. It also allows black to play knight c6, but it was good move to make my opponent confused. So he castled knight c3 and he took. He played good moves. Here I could take on d6, but if I would take on d6, he would play queen b6, which I really didn't want to do because after queen b6, I would have to either go back with queen or trade these queens. And here I'm just simply giving advantage to my opponent. So I had to play it well. So I had to castle and give away this pawn. He found great move queen b6, protect pawn on d6, and a4. Well, here I was thinking few options, e4 and a4. I didn't like e4 because I thought he would play bishop on a6 and simply just traded these bishops. And that's why I played a4. The idea was here to play knight b5 to attack pawn on d6 or just play a5 here. Bishop a6, strong move, and knight b5. Actually, I kind of missed after knight b5, d5 move, and I was thinking either a5 or bishop b5 here. And actually, the best continuation would be a5 because after queen c7, probably knight d5 and just simply trading these pieces, but I still have worse position. And knight b5 blundered d5. I took on d5. Here, black has slightly better position because they have pair of bishops, they have activity, and I still have to develop my dark squared bishop and rook. Knight c6 and e4. Instead of e4, would be much better to play bishop d2, probably, but I really wanted to be really active in this game. I was going into so many risks, like after e3, after d6, played many risky moves, so that's why I played e4. I just wanted to develop my bishop. He took and bishop e3. Well, I have really worse position. After rook on fb8, he just simply attacks my pawn and I can't do anything. Like after knight g5, probably he would be able to play knight d8 and protect d7, f7, and I have worse position. But as I was looking with my human mind, I was looking that my pieces became active. Now after knight g5, f7 might have been hanging, and that's why I decided to play like this. And he played queen b2 and bishop c5, rook e8, and knight g5. Well, it shows after queen on f6, after f4, my opponent has better position after d6. But well, it's really hard to see all of these moves when you are playing over the board, especially like when tournament is in like last round, 10 a.m. and many reasons. Like that's why my opponent could not play better. But it's normal because I was just simply attacking, I sacrificed pawns, and also it's really psychological factor. Like when you are really confident and when you make this kind of risky moves, you sometimes think that, oh, well, maybe your opponent is really sure what they are doing and they are sure of how they should continue this game, and then you get a little bit stressed, like what they have planned, why they are so confident on these moves, and that's what happened in this game. Because otherwise, by engine, I played bad moves like e3, d6, then knight b5, but that's how it happened. That's why he played h6, e5, and I took, and he took on g5, and now after rook on f7, I was actually thinking that I was winning, but I made a mistake because after king on h8, either if I take on d7 or like play bishop d4 or rook g7, here is absolutely nothing because my opponent has so many checks that I can't win this game. Bishop d4, rook c8, rook on f1, rook c1. He found only moves here to protect. Take, 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 queen e7, I took, trade, bishop e5, and bishop on f2. And here we, after bishop g7, bishop c5, and here we agreed draw. That's what I meant. I started being really active in this game, even though we are not accurate moves, and that's why my opponent could not continue play as well as he should have played, and that's why it ended up draw. But I'm really happy with this result because this guy had really great tournament. He's underrated, had only 2009 rating, but he beat so many much higher rated players. So I'm pretty happy overall with this result, and in general I'm happy with this tournament because I increased my rating with 4 points, so now I will have 2110 classical rating, plus I ended up with 5.5 out of 9, which is really great score, and I had really good games which I'm really proud of, and I have not lost any games with white. I'm really happy. But overall, it was a great tournament, yes. And thank you for watching all of these recaps. And if you like this video, make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe my YouTube channel.